Hi, welcome to The Spice is Right, third episode. Things are getting crazy. Things are getting spicy. You know, that's a given. Let's quit chit-chatting and start making some hot sauce. We've got an intro sequence. Things are getting spicy on The Spice is Right. There we go, you know? We got an intro sequence. Maybe we even have an outro. I don't know. You'll find out. All right. So I told you we'd make hot sauce. We're making hot sauce. Showed you a pretty badass intro sequence. We're all excited about that. But what I'm going to show you today is actually funny story, a repeat of what I filmed yesterday. But unfortunately, our sound guy, aka me, didn't know how to set up the mic properly. So it sounded like this, and like this, and like this. I am just as disappointed as you are. Good news is I made a good batch of hot sauce. Bad news is it sounded like I had uncontrollable flatulence for 2 hours, which was not the case this time. Weave in some jokes. What we are making today, it's a awesome recipe that I've been playing around with, but it is a garlic confit, fancy, miso, also fancy, and then here's the kicker. This is a dragon's breath pepper. We aired the last episode. What happened after that was pretty slick. So we had a guy reach out to us. His name's Austin from North Carolina. He messaged me on Instagram and he's like, "Hey, Taylor, I think the show's funny." Thank you, Austin. This one's for you. And I'm growing some dragon's breath peppers. Would you be interested in making a super hot episode? And so like 3 days later, Austin basically, whatever USPS, they're overnight, or, can't be 3 days later and then overnight. This story has some inconsistencies, but I promise it's true. So Austin shipped it. It got there 3 days later. I open up the mail and there are 3 of these bad boys. Not in a million years that I think I would make a hot sauce show and then have a stranger on the other side of the country watch it and then say, "Hey man, I'm growing these peppers. Let me ship them to you and see what you can do with it." And also, it's kind of proof that you should give your address to strangers on the internet. So this has been your public service announcement. Give strangers your address. And then they'll ship you peppers. So that's fun. Let's get this thing started. So we are going to take 1.5 shallots. We are going to move this bowl conveniently onto the other bowl. And we are going to take these and cut them into thin slices and then just give them a fine chop. All right, so we're taking ginger. It's about 1.5 inches, just a little guy. And we're going to peel it and then give it a quick chop, throw it in with our beautiful shallots. And as I did in the last video, use the spoon to peel it. Well, look how easy that is, Taylor. God, you should be on, Gordon Ramsay. No, he'd just yell at me. "Oh, look at this bloke. Using a spoon to peel your ginger, mate." All right, so we peeled the ginger. So we're going to cut it into slivers and then just give it a quick rough chop. All right, so you'll see we got them in little thin wisps and throw them in with the little party over here. All right, next, you are going to take a bell pepper and then cut the top off because we're going to be making bellow lanterns. Get it? But no, so we're going to take the bell pepper. We're going to give it a quick rough chop. And then after you cut the bell pepper, you're not going to put it in the bowl with the ginger and the shallots. You're going to put it in your other bowl. So one of the things that I wanted to point out after our last episode, it sounded very promising that John Krasinski was going to be there. There was a lot of traction on the interwebs to, hashtag bring John to The Spice is Right. It was trending. And, it didn't go anywhere. John never showed up. Now we're entering into the spicy part of The Spice is Right. We've got a dragon's breath pepper, which, based on a quick Google search, this thing is hot. Based on a second Google search, these gloves are needed. Then you're going to get a hat that's out of this world. Yep. All right. That's loud. All right, so we're going to chop this up. We're going to put it into the bowl with our bell peppers. And then we are leaving the seeds in. Now, quick note, very important, ventilation. Make sure you've got a window open. Make sure you might have like a box fan pushing the fumes out because it's gonna get hot in here and you're entering the heat zone. Let's cut into this bad boy again. Chop. We're just giving a couple chops here. Chop, chop, chop. Throwing it in. Oh! Now that you have sufficiently weaponized your hot sauce, you take off the gloves. You are still not touching your face, not touching your eyes, or anything else. We've got our ingredients. We've got dragon's breath, red bell pepper, and then we have 1.5 shallots with a little bit of ginger. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna cook it up with about a tablespoon of a neutral oil. All right, so we've got our oil on medium heat. We're going to take our shallots and ginger and just toss them in. We're gonna cook it on medium heat for about 2 minutes. Let everything get fragrant. Ooh, these are getting good. Okay, so we've cooked these for about 2 minutes. We're gonna put it down to a low heat just as we add our wet ingredients. We've got 1/4 cup of water. We're throwing it into our ingredients. Okay, after our 1/4 cup of water, we're taking 1/4 cup of rice vinegar. Boom. So next, weaponize. I'm gonna add another 1/4 cup of water just to give it some more liquid to cook with. We're gonna bring it up to a boil. After we've brought it to a boil, we're gonna bring it back down to kind of a low heat and let it simmer for about 12 to 15 minutes. This is fun. I'm pepper spraying my apartment. So say you have an enemy or something named or just a person you don't like. Most likely named because have you guys ever met a that's not just a complete... What you're gonna do, you're gonna say, hey, we're pals. Let me come over to your house and make you a delicious batch of garlic confit, miso, dragon's breath hot sauce. And be like, yeah, bro, just got back from practice. Because like every plays. So he'll be like, yeah, I just got back from practice. And you'll be like, ha, good. Being none the wiser, will be like, yeah, dude, use my kitchen. After you whip up this batch of hot sauce, you'll have pepper sprayed his house. And then you'll leave and you'll be like, well, I didn't know that would happen. Sorry. So you're gonna take a lime. This is very, very important to the hot sauce making process. And you're going to cut just a little thin sliver. I got 10 barrels pub beer. It's a cheap fun lager. Open it like so. And then you're going to take your lime wedge and you're just going to put it in your beer. Pub beer, delicious. Looking at you, 10 Barrel. We're in the same city, so it'd be fun to promote each other. So I know I'm helping you guys out just as much as you're helping me out. Pub beer, it's the way to go. Let me try that. Pub beer, it's cheap. Pub beer, it's cheaper than Coors Light, but twice as fun. Pub beer, you can put a lime in anything. I don't know about you guys, but like I love like the names of these peppers, like Carolina Reaper, Dragon's Breath, or like why is no one being like, fuck, the hottest pepper out there is called the Clown Tickler? Like, no, I wouldn't get with that. We hit the 12-minute mark. We're taking the ingredients that have been simmering for about, I just said 12 minutes. It's been simmering for 12 minutes. We're throwing it into our blender. Okay, so we are going to blend them for about a minute. We're gonna start low, go to medium, go to high. Boom. We blended it up. Now we're adding 1/8 of a cup of lime juice. Now let's add the garlic confit. All right, so garlic confit, super slick. So we took 3 heads of garlic, a cup of olive oil, 2 bay leaves, 3 or 4 sprigs of thyme, and then I put 3 dried chilies in there. And so you throw it all into a pot and you cook it for about 30 minutes. I cooked it until the garlic was soft, but not quite turning brown yet. I do this about 24 hours in advance because it just gets better. It just allows it to sit. All the flavors become friends. It's fun. We added our 3 heads of garlic, done with the garlic confit style. Super delicious. Highly recommend it. Goes great in hot sauce, but also great in a bunch of other stuff. look it up. I'm doing a tablespoon and a half of red miso paste. So we're adding that in. You'll notice that we won't need to... How did that go the other direction? Jesus Christ. You'll notice because we're adding miso paste, we won't need to add any salt after this at all. You'll get plenty of that umami boost. And we're gonna blend it again for another minute, 20 seconds low, 20 seconds medium, 20 seconds high. That's the Spice is Right guaranteed. Cheers. And more like, nope. All right, so we've got a slow burn hot sauce. It's slow heat. This hot sauce, let me just like compare it to a scary movie. There's no jump scares. You're not like getting to the lake house, family's having a great time. It's beautiful lake. It's like way fancy. And you're like, how does this normal looking family have a beautiful like $3 million lake house? But we're not going to go into it, but they do. And then about 20 minutes into it, you know, somebody's like, oh God, what's upstairs? And they go upstairs and there's like a, you know, monster that eats everyone. I don't know, but you know, you're like, wow, I didn't know that was there. That's a jump scare hot sauce. You're like, whoa, God, didn't see that coming. So this hot sauce, like the family gets to the lake house and the lake house just sucks the whole time. Why does it have a groundskeeper? You wouldn't, you know, you'd be scared from the get-go. So this hot sauce burns from the get-go. The miso, I cannot say how much fun the miso is to have in this party. The sweetness from the garlic confit makes it a fun party. And then the dragon's breath, definitely. It's that slow burn. It's fun. It's a cool burn. It's not overwhelmingly hot. Like you could just keep putting this on your food and you'll be happy. Speaking of what to put it on, breakfast tacos, pizza, burrito, taco, quesadilla, burrito bowl. You could put it on a burrito bowl. It's really good on chicken and pork, just as, you know, like throw a little dollop on the side and you're like, wow, this pork sucks. Oh, whoa, what's this? Boop. Delicious pork. Boom, there we go. We're gonna sign off here. We've got a garlic confit, which is super fancy, miso paste, which is super fun, and then dragon's breath pepper, which is super hot. Hot sauce coming your way right here. Stay spicy. Love ya. And don't forget to like and subscribe. Bow, he said it. What? Garlic crushing the garlic crushing until it's all gone. We're just crushing the garlic.